Welcome to the Condor DM show off script. I'm doing a couple hours here, probably a couple hours, before I do my members only stream, where I'll be covering a game, Hollow Earth Expedition, ubiquity game. It's going to be fun, but you got to be a member to take part in that, right? For now, I figured I'd just talk to my other subscribers, non-members and members if they wanted to join in here, and just talk to you for a bit before I do the members only stream. Figured I'd give some time to my people, right? Give some time to my people. Plus, a chance to maybe talk about the fact that I've scheduled July. So all the streams I'm doing for July now are scheduled. Quite excited about that. Again, welcome to the Condor DM show. This is a sort of a quick off-script stream, probably for about an hour or two. And then I'll be doing a members-only stream tonight. If you're a member, I'll see you there. If not, well, then at least I'm giving you a bit of time before I cover the game tonight, which is a members-only stream, Hollow Earth Expedition. But I have, like I said, put all the scheduled streams up for July. So you can see all the new streams, all the games I'm covering, the topics for Dungeons and Dragons, old school. You can check all that out. And my new members-only streams, which are going to be two, as they are two every month. And that will be for July. I'll wait till there's a few more people here before I say anything about exact streams. Some people have asked me forever to cover bunnies and burrows. And I got it covered, or burrows and bunnies. Oh my. Stargate 1 and Exalted are going to be the members only streams for July. So I'm going to be covering Stargate 1, the role-playing game, and the game Exalted. It's going to be fun. Yep, bunnies and burrows. I'm going to cover that. I'm going to cover that on July 4th, Saturday, July 4th. I've been asked about that game. I don't know, or heard people mention that game so often for the last little while. And then somebody just directly asked me, "Are you going to cover it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll cover it. I'll make sure I cover it in July." And so on the 4th, you'll get it. It will be fun. Be a good time. It's an interesting game. Just about playing animals that have minds and can talk. You know what I mean? Like humanoid type of thinking level, right? So it should be interesting. Hollow Earth Expedition is sort of like going into a underworld where you end up running into, I won't say too much. I mean, you just find this out if you want to search it, but like you can run into dinosaurs, right? It's definitely fantasy. Fantasy. Very, very fun game. All right, so I'll be talking about that tonight on members only. If you're a member, again, I'll see you there. But I figured just for those non-members, because I know people get disappointed if they're not members. Maybe they can't afford to be. Totally understand. And they miss out on games I'm covering. And I appreciate that there's people out there that really want to see that stuff. I really appreciate that. And I guess even some people that don't like me get a little sour at the fact that I'll be covering games behind that wall of members only. I don't know what to say to them. So some hate watchers enjoy my content, I would assume. I mean, they're here quite often, so I don't know what to tell you. But hey, it is what it is, right? Right? Yeah, let me do a quick update here, or just a little update on myself. I'm looking at something. You're free to say whatever you want, however you want. But yeah, I figured I'd give a few hours because I sort of realized I'll probably be doing this most every Wednesday. I do a members only stream on every second Wednesday. Just because some people get really sour. Even the people that support me that aren't members, they're just like, I appreciate they want to see that stuff, but they'll be like, oh, I can't see that one. I'm like, sorry, dude. But understand, I am going to cover these games at one point publicly. It's just that that won't be happening. See, all the games I cover are members only. It's sort of like a preview. So think of it like a preview. Like it's most of the core coverage, but there's a expanded book, stuff like that to the whole thing. So that's what you get, right? That is what you get, baby. Oh my. All right, so that's that. That is that. That is that. There you go. There you go. So I am here randomly. Do I have a plan for the off script part of this whole night? No, I never do with the off script. I try not to plan too much. Like I usually have an idea, but on these random ones, and I'll probably every Wednesday, every second Wednesday when I do a members only, I'll likely do an hour or two if I have time, like do an off script. And off script, all it really means, whenever you see off script in the title of my stream, that means it's not planned material. You know what I was told by some people, some old school YouTubers, or not told by, but people have been telling them or saying out loud in their content. Well, Steven or Condor, he reads. How terrible is that? He's like looking away and reading. Man, that's bad content. I'm like, well, Nerd Erotic does it. All kinds of very successful YouTubers look away from their cam and read material for their streams all the time. They do it for their videos and their streams. I mean, so if very extremely successful YouTubers can look away from the cam, read stuff to their audience, and everyone's happy, I don't know why that would be any different if I'm doing the same thing. So it's just that, again, there's some people out there that don't like me, and they put a standard on me that is just unrealistic with their expectation, their own judgment, but that's on them. Right? That's on them. If you want to put the standard up here and you don't want to be real, it's like, well, dude, I mean, very successful YouTubers read stuff to their audience, look away from the cam and do so. So I do the same thing. I started doing it because I seen other YouTubers doing that. I was like, I'm not good at, I'm not like some professional that can just look here and keep reading like a bullet point or something. I'm not good at that. But I started noticing big YouTubers that just look away, read something to you, and look back and talk. I'm like, okay, I can do that. And is their audience okay with it? Yeah. So I'm like, I realize the audience is they're not picky. So when I hear people out there, well, he's just reading stuff to people. Like, why would that draw anybody? I'm like, well, it seems to work for, channels like Nerd Erotic where he reads stuff to people by looking away and he draws a huge audience. So, I mean, if he can do it, why can't I, right? And it seems like there's quite a few people out there that are completely okay with you looking away to read something and looking back and talking to people. So, sorry if you're just maybe unaware, right? Or you've been living in an echo chamber or a bubble, or you're living under a fucking rock, and you know nothing about YouTube or how YouTube is or how YouTubers are. That's on you. That's completely on you. Just not my concern. Right. So, I mean, lots of people are obviously here talking to me every time I'm doing, streaming games. So I got people that are very happy. I look away, I read. Again, bigger YouTubers do it, so I don't see the issue there. But this is the type of stupidity. Like when people are trying to bury you and desperately looking for something, they do it in a way without thinking. You know how many people just complain about my background in the past? But then I'll go watch a YouTuber that they're a big fan of, and I'll see them in chat. Same people that will complain about my background if there's like something off edge. And I'll be like, that guy's background they're watching has fucking filth and garbage everywhere. And there's not a word said to that guy. And I'm like, yeah, because they really don't care. They're just full of shit. It's just whatever they think they can use to insult me. But suddenly they're watching a guy with filth in the background. I'm like, well, if that mattered to you, you'd be saying something to that guy, but you're clearly not. So kiss my ass. You're Your fucking complaints are not legit at all. I'll just ignore you. And then when I talk to people that are reasonable, it's always the same thing. They just, people that don't have a bias against you don't have these extreme, silly standards. They don't expect you to be perfect. So I'm like, okay. I'm just like, okay, haters. Find the littlest thing, complain about it, but then go watch a fucking YouTuber that has a filthy fucking background. You'll be sitting there, hey, how you doing, guy? I'm like, okay, well, you don't got a problem with it there, so. I did a stream the other night, and I had this person. I've been, sometimes when you get haters trying to do all kinds of weird attacks on you. I'm not concerned because my haters usually only aim at an echo chamber audience. But they've been doing this thing, accusing me of buying subscribers constantly, and they've done other lies and that. And man, every time I see something that seems off, I go do a little checking now, just because so many people have tried to do bullshit on me that I'm like, okay, I don't buy subscribers, but let me guess, somebody will try something to make it seem like I am. No doubt. So I seen one person named Angie, at least had a weird name, a YouTube name. I go check out the account, and I'm like, well, I do a search, and I realize it's a popular type of name or title people use when they have multiple accounts. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm hiding you. Block. I don't know what people are up to. So many scammers out there that don't like me. They'll do anything. They'll put out an image of a receipt and then say it's a receipt, and then a bunch of people will attack me, and forget to tell people it's an image. Like, man, here's a receipt. I'm like, well, that's an image of one that could be faked. So the detail where it's an image is very important, because that's something that can be falsified. But I remember when they put out an image of a receipt trying to say I charged somebody for something, which I did not do. I had guys going on streams and everything, like literally making the accusation towards me, like I did some charging of someone, like they had an actual receipt, like completely lied to the audience. Went on streams, and it's like lie, because if you're not going to say it's an image and you just act like it's a receipt, that's a lie, right? Because that's a major thing. If it's an actual receipt, that's real evidence that I did something wrong, right? But if it's just an image and you tell people that, then people might be like, well, dude, it's an image. So for you to empower your accusation against me to not say it's an image that's a hit, right? That's you trying to kill my reputation. I totally get it, but that's how people are, two-faced. Haters, mind you, haters. I don't know. I got a small YouTube channel, so I don't really get why haters focus on me that much. I don't get it all. Like, it's people come by like, why are people attacking you? You only have a small YouTube channel. I'm like, I agree with you. I don't get a giant YouTube channel. Totally agree. Yet they're still out there. They act like I have some huge following and they got to bring me down. I'm like, I don't. Maybe they're scared that I will, right? If they don't keep lying about me. I don't know. So I seen that weird account. And now, because I've just been attacked with lies and deceit so often, anytime something seems out of place, like that person came on, I'm doing my tabletop role-playing stream off script last night, and the person says, what about this movie coming out? And I'm like, at first I think the person might be mistaken, because I have another YouTube channel where I cover entertainment, movies and that, right? And I thought, well, maybe this person is meaning to have subbed over to that channel, and they think I'll talk about that here too. And then I search the account, and I'm like, let me guess, it's going to be somebody. I found it's somebody who would have multiple accounts that usually uses that name. And I'm like, let me guess, somebody's going to chat with me here and say, look, he has a fake account. He is buying subscribers. So I'm like, I just checked right away. I said, okay, that's a bullshit account. I'm blocking it right away. Because to me, it's innocent. I don't know. I'm just being accused of this stuff. So when I see something out of place, I gotta search it right away. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Now let's talk about the streams coming up for July. So I have all the July streams up and scheduled and all the good stuff. Very happy with the choices for July. I had these planned for a while. So, of course, on July 2nd, the first July stream will be Condor Day show, Old School Dungeons and Dragons, which is my Thursday show. On Thursdays, I cover Old School D&D. So the first topic I'll be covering for July is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 1E Monsters. On the 4th, I'll be covering Bunnies and Burrows. Again, I've been getting requests about that and people talking about it. And on the 5th, I'll be covering the game Legend of the Five Rings RPG. Now, of course, every Tuesday is off script, so I won't keep mentioning that. The first members only stream of July will be on July 8th, and I'll be covering the game Stargate 1 role-playing game. The next Old School D&D stream I'll be doing in July will be Unearthed Arcana. And that's on the 9th. Then on the 11th, I'll be covering the game Dragon Quest. And then on the 12th, I'll be covering the game SLA Industries. And the next Old School D&D stream will be the Fiend Folio. I'll be covering a lot of monsters in July, just to let you know, for D&D. On the 18th, I'll be covering the tabletop role-playing game Teenagers from Outer Space. And then on the 19th, I'll be covering Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. The second members-only stream, and I only do 2 a month, will be focusing on the game Exalted. After that, my next OD&D, or my next Old School Dungeons and Dragons, what am I saying, OD&D? Old School Dungeons and Dragons stream will be Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition monsters. So AD&D 1E monsters, Fiend Folio, and then 2nd Edition monsters. That's on the 23rd. On the 25th, I'll be covering the game Conspiracy X. On the 26th, I'll be covering the game Ars Magica. And the final stream of July on the 30th I'll be covering Tomb of Horrors for the Old School D&D Dungeons and Dragons stream. And that will be the last stream of July. There you go. You're updated now. Now you know all the new streams coming out. So Stargate 1 and Exalted will be the members only. If you want to chat, the streams are done for my subscribers initially. So the majority of my streams, like say on average, I'll do like 18 a month, sometimes more as I'm doing now. But the majority of the streams, like say the 18, out of the 18, 16 of them will be for subscribers. 2 of them will be for members. And so, yeah, I mean, like if you want to participate in live chat, you have to be subbed. Though afterwards, after a stream is done, you can leave a comment, I guess, if you want on the stream, just like it's a video, but you got to wait till it's complete. And you can always comment on the videos. I don't do a lot of members only videos. I'm going to try to not do too many of those. Realistically, when I was adjusting my YouTube channel over to understanding the algorithm, I put a bunch of videos that were not favored by the algorithm into the members only slot, because if you just get rid of your videos, they take your time away, right? Hours and all that, which is really important for YouTube to keep that stuff. So if you notice there, like recently, there was a lot of members only. It wasn't that I made a whole crap load of members only. I was just adjusting as I learned a lot about the algorithm and realized I made quite a few videos that just are not good for my YouTube channel overall. To be seen more, to get out there, to have a better reach, right? So I don't make too many videos that are members only, very rare, to be honest. I mean, the most I really focus on doing for members is 2 streams a month. I mean, again, the only reason you see member only videos is it's those videos were posted before I had a better understanding of the algorithm. And I realized a lot of certain videos they harm my channel. They're not bad videos, but they don't help with the channel. They don't help with the channel's reach. So I put them as members only. So if you see those videos, don't think I've been making crap loads of member only videos. And where it's gotten to the point where I finally, I'm close to the point of partnership and all that. It tells me videos where I might not be able to, you can't make money off them anyway. And again, I put them as members only because if you get rid of the videos, it takes the time away from you. So I'm like, I'm not going to delete the videos. I put them as members only. But I don't plan on making a bunch of videos outside of the streams as member only videos. those are really open to the public to draw people here initially, right? So my videos are really to get people to consider my content. And then, out of my 18 streams a month on average, 16 of them are open to the public to be able to watch. But if you want to take part in chat, you got to be sub to the channel. So there's what you get. And again, really as a member, if you're a member of my channel, the new content you get is 2 streams a month, focused on previewing games where I do a lot of meat on the bone type of things for them. But these are games I plan on covering farther down the line on the channel. It's just you're getting it sooner. So you notice I'm doing old school gaming right now. So I do right now focus on all the games I played or ran from 1974 until 1999. And once I get to the end of that list, I'll start into the early 2000s. So what I do for members only is I go to the next round of games I'll be covering. So when I get to the early 2000s, I'll be going past like 2010 and doing member-only videos or member-only coverage of games past 2010 at that stage. It's just me giving you early previews of that timeline, right? So it's like I just cover right now till 1999. When I'm done covering all those games, I'll move into the early 2000s. That's when some of the member-only stream games I've covered, like Savage Worlds, I'll finally do a public version of that. Like I'll finally cover that in public. I won't open the stream up to the public. The one I initially did will remain members only, but I'll finally do a public Savage Worlds coverage, right? It will have more stuff in it. I'll expand on what I have to say, right? And there's just, I purposely leave stuff out of the members only stuff. I just cover some of the basics like the fluff, the DMing stuff, the character creation, and the setting. And unlike the other streams, I don't go beyond that. Right, I'll even avoid expansion stuff and all that in the members only. I just give the meat. But it's something you're getting way early. You're getting months and months ahead of time as being a member, right? And it's personal time with me too. So as a member on the member only streams, it's personal time. Like it's you who's ever paying has individual time to be there, and you can make requests. You can do stuff like that. You can. Whatnot. I have started in the last while. I have about 61 subs right now on my other YouTube channel, which covers entertainment. I stream about movies and I do entertainment videos, but it's really new. So I got like one video about He-Man and a few streams about movies. The next movie I'm covering. Let me just get that out for you here. Which is going to be fun and good and all that good stuff. You'll be really happy. I think the people that like movies will be really happy, of course. I think I put stuff up and my brain just melts. Covering all this stuff, making sure I have everything ready to go. Ooh. Blade Runner. So I'll be watching that, of course, tonight after the stream. I'll be watching Blade Runner, making a bunch of notes on it, and I already got some other notes on sort of the fluff, and I checked out some interviews on it already. But Blade Runner, sorry about that. Just did all those streams, and my brain just a little melty. I had to check, remind myself. Yes, Blade Runner, and my streams on the other channel is every Friday. So I cover movies, mostly old movies, but when I cover something new, I make sure not to do spoilers. So, like, I'll be real with you. When I cover these old movies, if you haven't seen them, I'm going to spoil them. Like, say I covered the 1970s version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Sorry, dude. I'm not going to hold back like it's a new movie where I'm going to worry if you've seen it or not. It's got to be real with you. Or the Clockwork Orange, right? I don't worry about the old movies, but with the new movies, like I covered Backrooms 2026 recently. I give the fluff behind the back rooms, like the whole gimmick behind it, but I make sure not to put unnecessary spoilers in there that would spoil the movie for you. And I got to say, I watched the 2026 Backrooms. It was awesome. It was good. It makes me, I hope they do more. I heard they're going to do another part, so I'm looking forward to it. And with all the crap out there, it was nice to hear people say something is good and actually watch it and go, oh, it actually is. It actually is. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But we're not here to talk about movies. I talk about tabletop role-playing game content here, or just stuff, topics. That's it. You're all updated. There you go. I'll give people some more time. If no one's around to chat, that's totally fine. I'll give it some more time, and if it's just dead in the water here, so be it. I'll bring it into the off-script stream, and I'll prepare myself for the members-only stream tonight. But if people are around, I'm willing to be here longer, like close to stream time for the other thing. I'm willing to be here longer if people want to talk. But this is off-script is all for the audience. Like usually I'm all about performing. It's what I am, a performer on YouTube. But this is the one casual thing when I do an off-script. It is the most casual thing I do. And there's some people, like I have Discord and that, but some people don't use Discord. So some subscribers only will chit chat with me here. They don't use other apps or anything. So I'm like, okay. I don't really like my main focus is not to do chit chat on YouTube. I like being a performer. But at the same time, it's just time to give the audience some personal time. Like if you want to ask me something outside of a certain topic, I'm here. But you got a bit more time with me here. So it's like you got a bit more time. I hope you like the schedule of new streams coming out for July. Right? I'm being very picky about that. You know, what I put out, what I get ready for. And I hope it's going to be covering monsters like AD&D 1E, Fiend Folio, 2nd edition monsters, Unearthed Arcana, and then we're going to finish off the month covering the last stream will be old school D&D, and it will be Tomb of Horrors. I haven't played too many modules, and I've never ran one, as people know, but I have played them. So it's like I only talk about what I've actually played or ran. So I will talk about that one. And since that's been a request, the Temple of Elemental Evil, I told people I played, they're like, do a stream on it. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I'm not a big fan of modules, but I will. Right? Like I liked elements of Temple of Elemental Evil. Ironic. I didn't mind my experience with Tomb of Horror. It wasn't too bad. So there you go. But tonight is members only Ubiquity System, Hollow Earth Expedition. So, if you're a member, you know the deal. It's going to be fun, right? I don't care how many people show up to a stream. I perform like everyone's watching me. So it's like I don't care who's talking, who's not talking. It could be 2 people there. I'll perform like there's 10,000. Like I bring 110%. And that's all, because to me, it's about holding up standard. I never drop my standard because of the size of an audience. Because to me, I want to make sure quality is up here. And to me, it's like if I only have 2 people there and I just sort of bring down my effort in performing, it makes me a worse performer over time. It's like I'm practicing to be worse. So I don't care. And I just appreciate anyone. So I don't care if it's 1 or 2 people. I'll give you 110% every time. I don't care how many people show up here. I just go 110% on my streams. I do all the time. All the time. All the time, baby. All the time. Again, I've already mentioned it for a few people here, but I see people cycling in notes. I think people need to stop being unrealistic. People get stupid when they put standards on me because they just get really stupefied. It makes them dumb. I'm like, okay, so you see a little mark in my background. Oh my, you're gonna complain, right? And then you'll go watch a guy with filth and garbage in his background. So your issue isn't with the background like that. Or, oh man, he's just reading to people. Yeah, Nerd Erotic looks away from his cam and reads to people. So very big YouTubers do it casually, and their audience is completely fine with it. So I take my cues from bigger YouTubers. I look at what they're doing. And before I even started reading stuff, that was why I would watch Nerd Erotic live. He's there just reading stuff, looking away, read, come back and talk. I'm like, well, shit, that, I wondered about doing something like that. But when I seen YouTubers doing it that were big YouTubers and the audience is completely fine with it, I said, okay, yeah, I don't, because I would hear people like, maybe you put on glasses like sunglasses and you don't let people know you're over here reading. I'm like, well, massive YouTubers do this, look away from their cam and read, and then look back and talk. I'm like, and they don't need sunglasses. They don't need to be professional presenters like they're on cable TV. And their audience is completely fine with it. So I'm like, and then I found out after doing it myself, yeah, there's lots of people that don't care. So again, these are just haters that stupefy themselves with really stupid things. I've had that in the past. So when I mention something, I got to remind people, dude, just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean what the person says isn't true. I don't know how many times I said something in the past, and then I'll hear, people always be arguing against everything I say without even saying my name. But sometimes it gets really dumb because I'll say something that should just be accepted as true by everyone. And then I'll hear some guy trying to argue against what I said, and I'm like, and I'll hear the argument. It's really, really dumb. And then they have to backtrack. I don't know how many times the guys in the past I would do a video. People would, throughout the week, say what I said was dumb or bad. Then they go on a stream with a panel, and there'd be somebody who didn't know me on the panel, doesn't have an issue with me. And they'd ask him about the same thing. And he'd make the same case that I made, and they're all too embarrassed. Like, they're all like, yeah, you're right. Meaning, yeah, Steven was right. Like, they argue all week against what I said, then they get on the stream, and the guy mentions what I said, because he has no idea who I am. He just mentions it out loud. Well, this. And they're all like, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, well, I was right a week ago, you fucking dillhole. I know all kinds of people out there. I don't get stupefied. Even if I don't like somebody, if they say something, I just consider it. And I'm just real. I don't look to win an argument. That's what a lot of people, I think, do online, even haters. It makes them dumb. Because if you look to win an argument, other than instead of considering what's said, you can end up saying some really stupid things, and you can end up disagreeing with something you would otherwise agree with if you just thought it over, right? Or when you're trying to attack someone, like insult me, you might be saying, "Oh, there's some line in the background on your wall." So, oh man, your background is this and that. And I'm like, okay, go watch somebody you're watching. Oh, that guy has garbage and filth in his background. You don't care. It doesn't matter. So you really don't care whether it was me. You're just personally attacking me. Like, this doesn't matter. It's not the big issue, because if the standard is that's an issue, then the other guys you're watching, they're all fuck faces too, right? Like, whatever name you're giving me, you're criticizing them. So a lot of guys out here will try to criticize me, but I'm like, yeah, but then you know how many people you're attacking when you do that? It's like my members only stuff. So many of the old school guys, YouTubers, do members only content. I get attacked for doing members only content. Like, he's only doing members only. Like, that's stupid. Well, I'm like, okay, that guy's stupid, that guy's stupid, that guy's stupid, that guy's stupid, that guy's stupid. What are you talking about, dude? You watch all of them, you like them, and you don't complain about their content. So what the fuck are you talking about? Ridiculous people. And they get embarrassed because people hate getting called out. It's fun, though. It's fun to call people out. It's fun to call stupidity out. I like calling stupidity out. It's like, come at me with nonsense. Like, dude, it's like everything you throw at me, you got to throw at other people. It's like if I'm bad for it, well, then the other guy that you like is bad for it. That guy that you like is bad for it. That guy over there is bad for it. That guy over there is bad for it. What are you talking about, Dillhole? Fucking dumb fucks. Stupid. 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 Dumb. Just saying. Oh my fuck. Okay. Let's go over the streams again. Let's go over the stream. Let's just get look. Old school D&D. I'll go over right quick again. Historical reference series is coming up. That covers like Rome and stuff, like what D&D had to say about the real Rome. But in July, so all the new content for July. We'll start with the old school D&D stuff I cover every Thursday. I'm going to be covering AD&D 1E monsters, Unearthed Arcana, Fiend Folio, AD&D 2nd edition monsters, and Tomb of Horrors. The members only streams, I do 2 a month, as you know. For July will be Stargate 1 role-playing game and Exalted. The many games I'll be covering. Let's see. The first 2 games of July will be Bunnies and Burrows, and then Legends of the 5 Rings. The next 2 games will be Dragon Quest and SLA Industries. After that, I'll be covering Teenagers from Outer Space, and then Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. And the last 2 games I'll be covering for July will be Conspiracy X and Ars Magica. Now, you all know I do my off scripts and all that, so that's every Tuesday. The old school D&D stuff is every Thursday. The individual games I cover. So when I'm talking about the pair of games, I mean Saturday and Sunday. So I always cover like different games on Saturday and Sunday. That's my schedule. And my members only streams every month is on usually every second Wednesday. But there'll be 2 a month and it'll be on Wednesdays anyway, right? On Wednesdays. And occasionally I'll drop a random off script if I have time. And on nights where I'll be covering members only, if I have time, I just don't want to plan them ahead. If I have time, I'll do something like what I'm doing tonight, which is like do off script before the members only stream. Right, just to give you guys some time. Because I know some people want to see the members only stuff even if they can't for whatever reason. They just don't want to commit or they can't afford it. And I totally understand. I'm sorry. It's a privilege. But at one point, what makes me not feel bad about the members only stuff is at one point in the future, I will cover those games publicly. So like Savage Worlds, I covered that, right? For members only. When I finally get to the end of the 1999 games that I played and ran, I'll be going into the early 2000s. At one point, I'll hit Savage Worlds, and I'll do a public version where the only thing you need to do is be sub to take part in that stream. So members only is just like a very early preview. You get to hear stuff I have to say about the game months in advance to me covering it. And in some cases, maybe like a year in advance, right? But at one point, I will cover those games, like Stargate 1, the role-playing game, the 1st of July. I'll cover that now, but I mean, in months to come, in many months to come, I will eventually hit that game publicly. So even if you can't afford to be a member, totally cool. Not a problem, man. Just stay sub to the channel. And at one point, I will cover it publicly. So you'll get the game either way. Just the member stuff is a privilege. Just like chatting with me, like you got to be sub to the channel to chat with me during a live stream. It's a privilege for the support you give me. Now, again, what do I do to attract people here that are not already sub to the channel? Well, first off, they get to watch the open streams, even if they can't chat. They can comment on them afterwards. They also get the videos that I post, where they can comment on the videos. So they get to watch the streams, and they get to watch videos and comment. And so that's the people that are not sub to me yet, so they can check out what I have to say, type of content I'm doing, and if they like what I'm doing, they can sub to the channel, and then the privilege of subbing to the channel is they get to chat with me live. All right, so it's a bit of a, hey, you do something for me, you get something out of it. That's meaningful, right? That's meaningful. So interaction with me is like that's my personal time. And I'm doing the streams initially for people that support me. So it is a privilege, right? It's I get the privilege from you subbing me. I appreciate that. Subbing to me, that's a privilege for me. And then you get the privilege of talking with me. It's cool, right? And if not, I'm a performer on the screen that you get to watch on TV. It's cool too, right? I mean, you get to watch what I'm doing, watch my content without needing to sub or anything. So it's all free in that way. To me, that's a pretty good deal. It's not a bad deal. So if somebody says, some people are sticklers about everything, how they judge people on here, how they judge content creators. Like I hear some people like, man, if they only answer the super chats, fuck them. I sort of agree. There's a part of me that agrees. Like the odd times I've done interviews, I'll focus on the person that's on with me, but I really do like interacting with the audience. So the idea that I would only answer the super chats, no. But the way I would do super chats is this: it's just like, look, if you do a super chat, I take the support. I'd make sure right away to answer you before anything else. I'd put you ahead of the line. That's true. I would do that. I won't lie, right? But would you be the only person I'd want to interact with? No. Like you would not be the only person. I really do like connecting with the audience. And in all honesty, unlike some other old school tabletop role playing game YouTubers, I don't do streams really with other people. So you'll go watch other streams, and it's usually you get a little bit of a response, but you're mostly watching people, right? Good evening there, Philo. But when you go watch other guys, usually you're watching their conversation and they interact with you maybe a tiny bit. Me, I really make the interaction, like with Philo here, I like connecting with my people, like my audience. I like the real, like Philo knows this. I like really connecting with people. And another thing is, here's a good guy that can support this. For people there say, man, you're scared of debate or something. That's no. My supporters all know that we don't agree on everything, and they know I don't duck a debate. It doesn't mean I call them trash or do anything, but I don't duck debate. I don't duck disagreement. I'm not afraid to back up what I say. And if I make a claim, ask Philo here, agree with me or not, even if he doesn't, he can at least back me up and say, well, Stephen can explain himself. Stephen will not just say shit out of his butt, right? Like I'll say something and agree or not, I have a reason for it. I can back it up. I can give you an explanation. But yeah, Philo, I'm on here just for a bit before the members only stream. Maybe another hour or so. Depends on who all drops in and if you guys ask me questions. Or if you do that and you want to talk and ask questions, I'm here. Like, if I don't get much of that going forward, I mean, I don't know, maybe like around 7:30 my time, like an hour, I'll stop the stream. Stop the stream. Yeah. But yeah, Philo, I had that other weird person there the other night. I don't know if you see at the end, this Angie one that popped into our stream, and I thought she was just somebody who was trying to follow me for my movie stuff. And she said something about the Spider-Man movie, and I realized now. I went and checked out the name of the account, and it's a popular name. It's an account people use if they have multiple accounts. And I'm like, I don't know what that's about, but I don't trust anything. Right? It's just because so many people attack me in so many weird ways. Like they go to their way to extremely try to bring me down. It doesn't work because they're usually in an echo chamber. And I don't go after the audience in that echo chamber. But they do some weird things. And I've been accused of buying stuff. So I'm like, this is one of these things. So I found out the account was bullshit. I just blocked it. It's like, all right, you're blocked. And if it is somebody who wants to watch my entertainment stuff, I have the other channel. Like, when she mentioned the Spider-Man movie, I was like, well, she is a person. Maybe she has confused my tabletop role-playing game channel from my entertainment channel. So I do have another channel. It's just, again, it's new, small, I think up to 61 people subbed. Uh, I'll be doing a new movie this Friday. I've done Backrooms, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Clockwork Orange. Yes, it will be good. It'll be good. But tonight is boom. I don't know if you had a chance to check out the new stream schedule. You check out all the new streams I'm doing. Right, I got the new members ones, the old school D&D ones I'm doing. Tomb of Horrors will be the last stream of the month for July. And I'm doing all kinds of interesting games. A few games I'm sure, because I'm getting an idea of your taste. And I know what a certain games that I'm covering that might be interesting for you for sure. Right. But quite a few of them will be definitely interesting. I know even if you don't want to play some of them, I know you'll be interested in a few of them. Definitely for sure. Like Ars Magica is interesting. SLA Industries is pretty good. I'll be doing a few sort of cutesy fun ones, like Bunnies and Burrows and Teenagers in Space and Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. It's gonna be fun. just good fun, old school, interesting games. The old school experimented a lot with different ideas because it's more like trying to figure out what hit, what's going to hit and what misses. So in the early part of the hobby, you get some weird games that are not repeated later, like concepts that are not repeated in the early 2000s going forward. It's just because the people, it's so early in the hobby, people don't know what will hit, and they're trying anything. Like there is romance games and everything out there, the early D&D stuff, or the early, hobby, not D&D stuff, but the early part of the hobby, because it might seem really weird when you look back at it, but when you understand that the guys making games don't know the market. Like if we do a romance game, does it sell? Because I mean, you want to know. So they did a lot of experimenting. So there's a lot of games that will just never got continued. And the ideas never got continued, but they're definitely interesting because they were like one-time shots. Like, let's see if this works. Now tonight for Hollow Earth Expedition, I'll be mentioning one certain group, and I hope YouTube doesn't misunderstand. I'm going to keep. I'll say it now. YouTube tonight. I'll be talking about Nazis as part of a tabletop role-playing game called Hollow Earth Expedition. They're part of the game. So I won't be promoting it. But yeah, it's the Nazis, dinosaurs, the whole 9 yards. Ubiquity game. Very interesting. I actually enjoyed. And here's what is really interesting about this game. Now, DC Heroes. Now, this is a sort of storytelling game. Give them all my criticism about storytelling games recently. Hollow Earth Expedition is a story game, but it's a unique one. DC Heroes is comic book. All right, so is Prince Valiant. It's a old school take on comic books. So it's DC Heroes and Prince Valiant are storytelling games, but they're focused on two different styles of comic book storytelling. Novel storytelling is Pendragon and Castle Falkenstein, which I cover both of them. Well, Hollow Earth Expedition is storytelling, but it's based on storytelling from the point of view of doing a TV show and doing episodes. So it's a new there's so many different types of storytelling games. There's the comic book ones, DC Heroes and like Prince Valiant that I covered. There's the novels, which is like Britannia, right? Arthurian Britannia type of thing with a Pendragon. Then you get over to Castle Falkenstein, which is like Victorian romance novel. Then you go to Hollow Earth, and it's like pulp fiction. It is dinosaurs, Nazis, but it's like a TV show. You're doing storytelling from it. And storytelling games are quite interesting because they'll prove to you that games like D&D aren't storytelling games. But if you look at the way they're set up, like Hollow Earth Expedition is structured to tell a story. And you'll know right away the difference between that, say, and just a game like D&D. You'll realize D&D is not structured to tell a story emerges. Where Hollow Earth Expedition is structured to tell a story on purpose. But it's a new take. So I've done comic book storytelling games. I've done novel storytelling games. Now we're going to do an episodic storytelling game, right? Which is Hollow Earth Expedition. That will be members only, though. So there is a line of storytelling games, and they are separate from all these other games that aren't. Like World of Darkness is not storytelling. D&D is not storytelling. Pendragon, DC Heroes, and now Hollow Earth Expedition. These games are an actual line of actual storytelling games. So if you want to say you're storytelling, these are the games where you actually story tell. This is where you do the telling part that gets you the label. Like now we're storytelling instead of story emerging, right? So we're initially trying to tell a story straight from the get-go, from the start of the game. The structure of the system is set up with the intent to tell a story, the way you make a character, the way you're meant to run the games. Like if you look at how you're meant to run Pendragon, run Castle Volkenstein, run DC Heroes, run Prince Valiant, you're running with the intent to tell a story, right? So with D&D and World of Darkness, you're just running a game. With Pendragon, you're actually trying to start a game and initially keep players in a track to tell a story. It's almost like railroading for the story. It's not railroading just on adventure, but in a way, you and the players aren't. It's almost like you're purposely going down the track, but you and the players are meant to team up on the track. Like, it's not where players go do what they want. Players are initially staying on the track because it's just challenging as it is just to tell the story. There's stuff you can do, but you're all going to track something because you're trying to tell a story. It's a completely different approach to a game. But it is a game. All these games are still games. They're still meant to have challenges, failures, and all that. So most of the story games don't give you the cheap oats. Like you'll hear somebody go, D&D is storytelling. And it's not. It's really not. But they'll use all this like, I want plot armor, I want this, I want that. Most actual storytelling games, they want you to actually help the players and make situations where they can look cool and they have credible characters and they have a good gambling chance and their chance of failure is low and stuff on many things. But ironically, they don't give you a lot of, like most storytelling games actually don't give you the plot armor. Like even though it's storytelling itself, they actually don't give you the cheap gimmicks. So I find that ironic. Because when you hear people argue that D&D is a storytelling thing, 100% of what they're going to argue for is cheap gimmicks to bypass the challenges, to bypass character death, to not have to face what the game wants you to face, right? That's the only reason people call it storytelling, is to make all these agendas and bullshit arguments. Yet when you go to an actual storytelling game, you would think, well, there must be plot armor. There must be ways to avoid the thing. Nope. You're still trying to tell a story, but they still make you face the game part regardless. Ironically. Right? Ironically. Now, there are some games out there, like I've covered Toon, where Toon is not a game where there's like character death. But that's because that's not the expectation of the experience. Like it wants you to have fun in other ways. There's other types of challenges. There's other things you're trying to do where, in a way, you're not looking to tell a story with Toon. You're looking to get an experience out of it. So character death isn't necessary because it just is just the experience. They just want you to have the experience with the characters. That's all. They want you to be able to get to the experience. And they'll bypass things like, oh, yeah, your character's out for a minute, but he's back. Because they don't care. Like, they just want you to keep playing that night. It's meant to be a little fun and ease and soft, and they want you to have an experience, and they want you to get as close to that as you can on any time you play it, right? So they don't need you to face some hardcore character death in a game like Toon, because that's not the intent. it is meant to be somewhat casual, and that's on purpose, like say Tune. And so they're looking for you to have an experience, not for you to face an extremely challenging game in that way, right? So it just depends. Games are interesting. So Hollow Earth is a new form of storytelling. Again, there is a line of storytelling games. I did like DC Heroes and Prince Valiant comic book style storytelling. I did like Pendragon and Castle Wolfenstein novel storytelling. But Hollow Earth Expedition, the Ubiquity game, is you're running a TV show. It's episode storytelling. So it's TV, it's Pulp Fiction. Dinosaurs and Nazis. Game YouTube. Nazis for game. Again, it's just like, don't worry, guys. At one point, for the non-members, I will cover this game in public. It's just going to be months. You're going to have to wait a long time before it happens, but it will happen. That's the benefit of being a member, right? It's a benefit. You get to hear some of the games from the early 2000s. That's it. That is it. That is it. I've been yapping and yapping and yapping. Repeat, go over things, make sure people heard things. La-di-dee, la-di-da. But yeah, I can't force people to be around. I just want to give people an opportunity. In case people are like, oh man, he's doing the members only. I can't talk to him tonight. Well, it's like, I'll come on for a bit just to make sure people have a chance. All right. Just so they have an opportunity. Just so they have an opportunity. Have a drink. We're in casual mode. Usually I'm not this casual, but I'm casual tonight. Chop, chop, baby. Chop, chop. So many things I couldn't mention. It's as casual as I want to be on here. It's only casual towards games that I'm not like other tabletop role playing game YouTubers. I'll notice they'll do a tabletop role playing game stream, and they'll talk about politics or TV shows or something else. And I just don't do that. Like, I just don't do that. Like, I strictly stick to tabletop role playing games, mainly on the tabletop role playing game channel. I have my entertainment channel. I talk about entertainment over there. But I don't even the casual mode. I mean, it's a very like even if somebody asks me something that's non-gaming, it doesn't mean I won't respond. I just don't stick on it. Like I won't talk about World War II, right? Or if I talk about something like that, it's related to a tabletop role-playing game. If I talk about Rome, it's related to a tabletop role-playing game. I'll never talk about these things casually. I don't talk about the weather. I don't talk about where I'm at in Canada. Like I'll say I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada, and the weather is this, but I mean we stick on it for like a few seconds and that's it. I just do not turn a TTRPG channel or the content here into talk about non-TTRPG stuff. I just don't. And it's not a standard I have on other people. I don't care if they do it. It's just I'll see a streamer that says TTRPG. I'll click in. All right, are they talking about World War II as it relates to a game? No, they're just talking for like fucking 25 minutes or 30 minutes on World War II. Okay, sure. All right, yeah. All right, whatever works for you. Not my cup of tea, baby. Not my cup of tea, baby. And if you're serious here on YouTube, it does. Well, I don't want to say too much because I give secrets away with the algorithm. And people are like, well, we know enough about the algorithm. Sure you do. Sure you know. Sure you don't. Yep, most of the guys out there that do the videos on what the algorithm is, even if they know they lie. Like they lie and they tell you stuff just to scam you. Check out our stuff. Pay us to come get the information you need for the thing. Look to us, and it's not even all exact. It's like we have titles and all this. And I'm like, dude, if you understand the algorithm, you don't got to you don't got to download their titles or their thumbnails. And they'll say the algorithm has to do with the thumbnail. That's where I'd say this. I'll give you a hint. The thumbnail is not the powerhouse people think it is. And that a lot of things that will get you more views than that actually have no relation at all to the algorithm. That's where a lot of people confuse things like, here's a good thumbnail that will get no. That has nothing to do with the algorithm. It doesn't mean it doesn't work, but it works for alternative reasons. Right? There's many things that work for alternative reasons that have nothing to do with the algorithm. Like doing rage bait. It's not algorithm. That's an audience reaction. And that's a only small part of the audience. Or the yes man content, people where you say exactly what people want to hear. That's an audience reaction. That's not the algorithm. Right? The algorithm can be affected by this stuff, but then you have to go after that stuff to get their effects to push the algorithm in a certain way. So, and if you don't want to do that, you have to accept that you won't get the boost, but even the boost will only be towards that thing. Right? And thumbnails, again, that's the audience choosing to react to it. It's not the algorithm. Do they have an effect on the algorithm? Yes, but then they move your algorithm, or the algorithm, not your algorithm, but they move the algorithm to bring your stuff to an audience that might have a ceiling. The problem is, the more you aim at that short ceiling, boom. And now here, guys are there. Everyone got one night there the other night. I like him, but he said something like this. Like if you hear some guy with like 800 giving you 800 subs giving you advice, well, if you hear somebody with 8,000, ignore the 800 guy. Or if it's a guy with 800,000, listen to him and not the 8,000 guy. Unless you're like me, who knows guys with like 1 million, and I get their advice, and then I tell you what the guy with 1 million told me. Right? And it's like, oh, Steven, how do you know that? Well, I was here when YouTube started. So when YouTube started, a lot of guys that are very famous now were guys that were nobodies. So you could join forums, be part of their groups, talk to them. I still have connections with people. It's not like they personally help me, but I can talk to them. I can ask them questions in places where most people probably don't even know exist. But these places exist, forums and everything that existed when YouTube first started, before people were really big, right? And there's all kinds of places people go before they become famous. And so I might mention on here, like I mentioned about growing the community here. That's not advice from a guy with 1,000 subs. I'm telling you what guys with hundreds of thousands told me. So it depends on what it means when you're giving advice. Like if it's personal advice, like I think this. But if I tell you the guy with 400,000 told me this, well, then it's information from a guy with 400,000 subs. So it's like, how do you judge that? No, because I have 1,000, I can't tell you what the guy with 400,000 said. And if it comes from me, even though the 400,000 guy is saying it, it can't be the same credible information. Like, so I heard, like what I was saying about YouTube. If you get a certain group of YouTubers and they go after content in a certain way and they hit a limit, and say you're doing Rage Bait or you're doing Yes Man, but you hit your ceiling. Well, the way you keep growing a sort of community of YouTubers is to make sure when people that have talent come in, you don't get jealous of them. You help them grow, because if they're successful, if they have talent to actually cover an audience, they'll bring new people in. And those new people will cycle over and check out your content as well. So that person brings in new blood. That new blood will check out your channel. You grow off of that. And if you keep bringing in people with talent around you and you keep letting that, like, it's like, look at the guys that cover movies, Nerd Erotic and all of them. What do? They bring in, when people have talent and they're like new people come around them, they prop them up. Right? So if you go to like the old school, you'll notice that the guys with talent get held down, attacked, everything, right? But guys with almost no talent come around and they leech off the guys with bigger channels. And so they're not actually bringing somebody new into the community. They're not bringing new blood in. They're only taking from guys that have already have an audience. So they leech off of those guys and bring nobody new in. And then even worse, they leech with cheap content, but they're actually not performers. So you'll see guys that are old school, like might have 3,000 subs, but they can't perform that well, so they can't even handle the subs they have. Like basically what I'm saying is if they didn't leech, if they only tried to grow up their own talent, they wouldn't have 3,000 subs. Like the only reason they have it is because it's cheap, either cheap gimmicky stuff for a while, or they leeched off people. The problem is with leeches, or what I call flatline YouTubers, is they don't have the talent to bring new people in. So if you're very insecure, if there's a number of YouTubers that have already taken over some of the top spot and they're very insecure, they can poison their own part of YouTube by anytime somebody with talent comes along that might be better than them, they'll attack that person, lie about that person, or make that person bow the knee, almost take away their effectiveness in the process. So they suck the effectiveness out of that person. So they can't even grow the community even if they take part. Or they just help leeches that are below them, like flatliners. And it's like, then you look over to another community outside of the old school, you go over to where they cover movies, and you'll notice when guys come around with talent, the guys let them all blow up. No leeching. They just let guys with talent blow up. They don't hold back. They don't get jealous. Why? Why are they like that? Why is that not an issue there? It's because anytime somebody with talent comes around, that person will likely bring in new people. So if you're hitting sort of a certain ceiling part, but that guy brings in new people, those new people check you out as well. So then your audience grows based off them bringing new people in. And if it's beneficial, if they're really good, now you can bring them on your stream. And in combination, you guys can bring more people in. And the more hot people there are around your community, the more people come in, period, just off of that alone. Right? Let alone you got people with talent. Around the old school, for example, you don't got that. You think they would look at other parts of YouTube where their guys are bigger than they are and go, what do we see them doing? Even without being told, what do we see them doing? And be like, guys, like you just got to get rid of your egos. You got to stop clashing with people and attacking people for insecure reasons. You got to look at what other YouTubers are doing, because you get a lot of YouTubers around here that want to grow, or they'll lie. I get a kick with the guys that will say, well, we're only here for fun. That's why you do a stream every week on a certain day at a certain time. That's why you do videos, for the purpose of getting more likes and growing. So you'll hear people say things around the old school that are just bullshit, because they'll say something, only here for fun, don't care if we grow, and then all their actions are to grow. Well, dude, you can't two-face. You can't do that in someone's face. If not, people are going to notice and bust you. Like, we're only here for fun, but let's all try to grow on YouTube. We'll keep telling people we're not here for it, but then all our actions will be towards that. Well, dude, what is it? You don't care. Well, then that should be reflected in your actions. The way you do content should be in a way that you don't give a fuck. Your actions should back up your claim. But if you say, oh, we don't care, we're only here for fun, but then all your actions are to grow in a serious way, well, then you're lying. And all you're doing is saying stuff you think sounds good. You think it makes you look good. Like, only here for fun, man. I'm like, yeah. It's like, dude, look, you might fail, but it's okay to be honest and be humble that you might fail, but try. And if you're going to try anyway, why lie to people? It's just an insecurity, because if you do fail, you can say, instead of admitting you failed later, you can just say, oh, I wasn't trying, so I never failed. But if your actions say you are trying and you don't get anywhere, it means you failed. All right? It means you tried and you failed. So it's your actions. Almost 100% of the guys I hear, only here for fun, other than all your actions are serious about YouTube actions. This is what somebody would do if they weren't here just for fun. If somebody was serious about YouTube, they'd be doing what you do, regardless to what you say. At least I'm honest. So people can say, like, it's like, we're only here for fun. Stevenson is here to grow. Yeah, well, you're all here to grow too. It's just, unlike you, I'm not a bullshitter. I just tell people. Yeah. I don't sit there and hate the people that hate me, Starblazer. I do hear what you're saying. They're all guys that, like, it's like he went on about the members only thing. I heard him complain. I was told he complained about me doing members only content. I'm like, well, doesn't that guy like another YouTuber that we all know that has around 8,000? That guy does members only content and stuff like it's like, just stop it, dude. Stop it. I heard he accused me of buying subs. And then he says, I heard he's one of the many guys. Some of them out there say, I don't get it. He does stupid content where he reads to people. I'm like, well, nerd erotic. And the guy said, well, he should be able to look at the cam while he's reading. Well, nerd erotic looks away from the cam during live streams, reads stuff to people, and then looks back and talks. I do what really large YouTubers do successfully. So, right. He says, don't super chat, but if he'll do, probably buy more books for you. So, it's just people that are like that, Starblaze. It can be very disappointing. I don't hate the guy, but he hates me. He hates me because I guess after 20 streams from a guy with almost 10,000 subs, so there's a guy out there he likes. That guy has done like 20 or 30 streams on me. Now I'll do like a 5-minute video. I used to. I don't do it now, but I remember doing like a 5-minute reaction video to him. And because I do a 5-minute reaction video, I'm like the worst monster in the world. I'm like, dude, the guy just did like 30 streams on me and lied about me. If I do a 5-minute video reacting to it, don't you think I earned that? I mean, what kind of fucking human being are you? Like, are you just a trash human being? Like, and the way he painted it, like, why are you attacking him? Dude, he just did 30 streams about me. I'm responding. That's not an attack, dude. All right? A lot of the guys are Starblazer. Just let's be real. Let's be real. Most of the guys are there. And that's just being honest. And they're projection Starblazer. A lot of projection over there. They're like, oh, Condor's unhinged. I'm like, no, dude, that's you. Condor's crazy. No. That's just a projection thing. That's you. Right? At least Starblazer, at least I'm very honest about what I'm here for. I don't expect anyone to like it, but I don't lie. And I would hope that even if you don't like it, you at least appreciate that I don't bullshit you. It's like some people out there might not like somebody who does members only content. Fair enough, but I do it and I tell you why. I don't sit there or I'm trying to grow on YouTube. I don't sit here and say, I'm only here for fun, but then all my actions are to grow. Right? Or like the super chat thing. Like, of course, I'd appreciate when people support me. Look, I'm not going to say people have to. And I do hear people out there saying, super chat me if you want to super chat me. I won't do that. But would I appreciate it? Do I work to get someone support that'd be willing to do that for me? Yes, I do. This is work. This is my time. And I give a lot of time here. A lot of valuable time. This is real work. I do a lot of work on here. So I never feel like I'm ripping somebody off who's willing to support me. It's like if you give me that money, it helps me pay for internet stuff that I'm doing here. Of course, I'll use it effectively, right? But I'm here working for it, so I don't feel guilty about getting it. But do I sit here and demand it all night? The way I look at it like this, Starblazer, I work, and if you feel I deserve it, you give it to me. I see that as a pretty fair deal. And I don't just, if you know Starblazer, if you've been watching me for a while, I like connecting with people, super chats or not. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not like other people. I'll, of course, respond to everyone. But if you super chat me, the most honest thing is Yes, I'll make your comment a priority. Yeah, yeah, I will. Will it be the only comment that I respond to? No, because I don't go on panels and I don't have other YouTubers on with me. So I like connecting with you guys. Like genuinely, I really enjoy it. Like it's an actual joy. I like connecting. I like giving a shit with the people that give a shit about me, that give me their time. So it's something I notice all the other guys are always busy talking to people on panels or talking to the people where I'm just like, you know what? It's so meaningless to me just to have it. Like if I want to have that conversation, I'll go on Discord and chat with people personally. The interviews are an exception, but if you notice, it's not just chit chat. If you see my interviews, you'll know this is not just chit chat. My interviews are about me again entertaining you and me giving questions to bring the best out of somebody and let you get to know them in a deeper way than just having a casual conversation. Right? So even when I do interviews, that's an exception to having people on here, but I do it in a way that's meant to entertain you. Right? That's it. That's where I'm at on that. And even if I was getting a lot of people commenting, I admit I might not be able to answer every comment, but I guarantee this, I wouldn't just answer the super chats. Super chats would be priority. That's it. Like, I just won't lie. I'll be real. There's no point in lying. Because in reality, here's what pisses people like you off, Starblazer. You don't, like, what he's lying about, in reality, you don't have a problem with. That's what I'm going to guess. Like, you have no problem if he is looking for super chats. What pisses you off is that he lies about it. Right? It's not that you have an issue with it. What pisses you off is he's fake. That's the part you're telling me. You don't like deceitful people. A lot of people don't like deceitful people. Of course, good timing. Good timing. It's always that problem. But I don't like fake either. But I don't sit there and focus on these guys. I can't help it when chat brings up their names. So and I have no problem. I'm not going to ask chat not to mention people. And that's chat. Chat has the right. And I would hope they're not so fucking childish and insecure that they freak out if chat wants to say something. People in chat the audience has the right to say whatever they want. He says, does con and profit seriously? Lying means you disrespect your audience and want to take advantage of them. I never want to take advantage of people. And I would really think if you talk to anyone who gives me the memberships or gives me a super chat, will say, I'm here that I don't beg for it. I don't ask. And I respect them by connecting with them and then working my ass off for the support. And I don't know of another way to play the fair game like that. But there's never a scam in what I'm doing. I've given if you support me long enough with financials, I'll give my game to you. Right? I give you, again, the membership stuff. I make sure to do member-only content, so it's more work for the money. If you do the super chats, well, obviously, the more you financially put behind me, the more I'll be open to request that you have. So I'll connect with you, and I do make your comments a priority. That's about giving back to you for what you give to me. All right, that's all that is. To me, that's if you work for it, you're not using anyone, you're not taking advantage. And the other thing is, I just don't lie about it. I don't pretend to have some I'm so good. I would never. I don't see it as bad. Just don't be fake. Don't lie to people. There's nothing wrong with people supporting you if you work for it. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? There is nothing wrong with that. If you work your ass, if I give all my valuable time to people and work my ass off and they want to support that, as long as I'm not being fake, right? Like lying to them or pretending to be somebody I'm not, well, then I think that's fair, right? I think that's the most you can do. And I connect with my audience. If you notice, I don't have panels on, like I really do. My audience will all tell you, from Philo here to Black Rose. Does Steven give a shit about you guys? Yeah. Because I love people. I love my people. And I make sure that's real. It's like I love strangers. I do, like, people that start talking to me and I say, I love you guys. I really mean that. And I really make that a real thing. Because you have to understand how you can have an effect on people when you're a public person. You know, when I was younger, I didn't realize I get supporters and I'd say something to them that would inspire them. I didn't realize that. Or people would feel a certain way. And if I was really mean, it would really be damaging to them if I was mean to them. But I was so careless with how I am. So now I realize when I come here, people that give me their time, I have to love somebody I don't know to the point I get to know them, but in that I build that up and I really give a shit over the people. And then I work my ass off for them. And as long as all that's real, you earn it. And again, I don't sit here and ask for these things, but I don't deny that, hey, yeah, super chats, I'm here working for it, baby. So if you want to get, if you think my work is worthy, give it to me. Like, if you can. And I don't ask for it. Like, I'm okay with people that are just here, like, here's my basic request for most everything I do. Hey, at the very least, sub to the channel. That helps me. Sub to the channel and watch the content. Right? And if you would be nice, like the videos that you like. Don't forget to press the buttons. I never sit here and tell somebody they have to be a member. But I also realize you can't sit here and ask for support or have it open for support and then not work for it at all. Like, so I think I'm already working to get the support to begin with, but to me, I go above and beyond. So like the members only stuff, I do the member streams. And you can ask Black Rose. He's here quite often. You know the Star Blazer. Ask him anytime you see him here. When Steven goes and does a members only stream with you guys, does he work just as hard with that stream with just a few of you around? Black Rose will be like, I guarantee you, 100%. He'll say, yeah, Steven's all out. He 100% works his ass off on the streams. Because I just do that. I make sure to do that. And I give intimate time. And Black Rose will also tell you where he financially backs me. I let him have a lot of sway over me. Like, he has guys that give me some money. They know they have influence. It doesn't mean I'll be stupid. Doesn't mean I'll just let them control me. But they know they get personal time. Don of WizardCon is another. Backhands compliments his guest by saying they use AI ethically. It says nothing like Sims. And they say nothing like Sims. A lot of guys here are fake in ways that bother me too. Like, when I hear something on a stream, or if I really want to name someone, like say I got something off somebody, I'll say their name. I got like a guy in here I know is Max, right? Or if I heard something on, say, a panel from another YouTuber, I might not use names because I don't want to have a misunderstanding of attacks or aim people at them. But I'll say I heard this from this. I'll never claim wisdom is mine or a topic is mine or something is mine. And I always think you should be honest. What bothers me is guys on here will know next to nothing about some of these games, even like D&D. And they'll hear me say something. And I'll go check out a stream where they're doing a stream because somebody will tell me, like, man, they're literally repeating word for word what you said. And I'll go over to the stream and they're all mentioning, literally copying what I said as if it's their own personal thoughts. And so they can pretend to be people wiser about the games than they are. And I'm like, well, dude, you should. I don't mind if you take a topic or inspired to talk about something I talked about, but it's like, do you have to say word for word what I fucking said? Like, can't you say it in your own fucking way? Can't you at least pretend you understand it instead of just copying me? That'd be nice. I get some guys are willing to be insulted on screen and just take it. Not me, though. Not me. You'll ask my chat. Ask my chat what I'm like if you fucking rile me up. Say something disrespectful to me. See how that goes for you. Right? Even say it the wrong way, dismiss something I said. If I say something and you carelessly dismiss that, see how I get. Oh, fuck, man. It's not that I'm sitting there looking for a war. It's just I'm ready for the disagreement and debate. And I am not shy. I guess some people paint a false picture with me over the years. They're like, oh, yeah, you tell him off. Like, no, dude, trust me. Try me. Try me. Try me. We'll see how it goes for you. Right? I get very verbally aggressive. I'll fucking tell you to stick your fucking head up your fucking ass. I'll straighten you the fuck out. I'll tell you fucking, you want to be stupid with me? I'll tell you where you're stupid, and I'll tell you where I'm right. I won't call you names, but I'll be fucking direct. You don't want to fucking bring me on your fucking thing and make some little snippet comment at me. I will fucking verbally walk a hole through your fucking head, right on your fucking stream, right on this fucking spot. It's like you want to underhand say something? Well, first off, I'll call out how you're doing it, and then I'm gonna fucking verbally rip your fucking throat out on your own fucking stream, right in front of your own fucking audience. Let's see how this fucking goes for you. See how fucking tough you are then. Let's see. I'm gonna fucking verbally walk. I'm gonna walk on you. I'm gonna fucking verbally walk on you. I'm gonna say things where you're just not intelligent enough to fucking debate back, and you don't know enough about these fucking games to argue with me. Trust me, I'm gonna say things that are gonna fucking cave your fucking head in right on your own fucking street. Good luck. Talk your shit. And it's, guys, I get even more angry when you take an underhanded attack on me. So it's like, if you're just straight with me and tell me where you disagree, okay. All right, cool. We can, hey, man, I disagree with you, or I think you're wrong on this. If you're straight with me, my reaction is completely, the more respectful you are to me in the way you debate or disagree, the more I'll give it back. But if you throw some underhanded insult at me, oh, fuck, man. That just riled me up. That riled me up. I'll rant, I'll blow your head up. Good luck on that stream. I've done it in the past. So I've had 5 YouTube channels. So I mean, the earlier YouTube channels, I've been on some streams where people said the wrong shit to me. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna fucking tear you a hole now. And it's never where they handle it. Right? It's never where they handle it. They don't handle it well. The most they can do is dismiss, but it's the audience that just goes, yeah, Steven fucking got you there. Of course I do. So, and if you're not that intelligent or not that bright, I'm the wrong guy. If you're not that fucking intelligent to sit there and try to fucking insult. It's like, how much do you know about this thing? Oh, fuck, dude. I'm good at debating. I'm good at arguing. I will fucking verbally tear you to pieces. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You can yell and scream, but if you're wrong, you're wrong. It won't matter how much you raise your voice. And if you're an honest person, even worse, I'll get you to fucking backtrack into a corner because I'll be right and you'll be fucking wrong. Right? Now, if you come at me, most decent people that are intelligent, that are straightforward, are just straightforward with me. So if you're straightforward with me, we're disagreeing. Cool. You'll get back what you give. But just don't do the insult shit on me. Don't do that. Especially if you can't back it up. Like, don't be mediocre. Don't be mediocre trash and then try to test your fucking luck with me. I'm not mediocre trash, and you'll know that really quickly. I'll remind you that you're mediocre. I'll remind you that I'm not. And it's not an ego thing. It's just, dude, if you're here and I'm here, don't try to talk like you're here when you're still down here. Like, just as The Rock would say, know your role and shut your fucking mouth. Right? Unless you want to find out what your role is. I'll remind you really quick. Hey, kid, what do you know? You don't know shit, do you? All right. Okay. And a fake attitude doesn't impress me. A fake attitude, I back mine up. I have an attitude because I get aggressive. I don't have an attitude because I'm pretending to be something. Right? I get passionate. and I'll defend myself. So understand the passionate arguing back is me being, it is passionate, and it's like I don't like being insulted. Like, just don't do that. Don't do that game. Right? And I will never let somebody who's mediocre talk down to me. So they better know that. Right? Better know that. If you're mediocre, remind yourself of who you are before you ever have me on the stream and try to something like that. Right? It's like, dude, I'll remind you, you're not much. I remember one guy a long time ago saying, "Well, I don't know, but if I had Condor on the stream, like, he doesn't have to worry about like us bullying him." And I won't say the name of the YouTuber that said this. I said, "Dude, look, I'm thinking to myself." And I said it out loud a while ago, but I mean, I don't do that content no more. But I said it a while ago. I said, "Dude, if I went on your fucking stream and you said something to me, your audience said something to me, I fucking rip you all to shreds. So you wouldn't be bullying me, and you'd find out you can't bully. That it's just, I got to remind people, you might be corrupt, insecure, and deceitful, two-faced, and weak. But it's like, and I get that those people, not you, but I mean, those people might be really weak to an attack. It's just, I tell them, I'm confident, charismatic, and not weak. So what you call bullying, I don't even see it as that. Like, I'm not affected by your words. Like, it's like the heat that I get on here, Starblazer. I'll tell you this. If any of the other YouTubers that give me heat on here dealt with 5% of the heat that I put up with, they'd fucking be done. And they'll project onto me, "Oh, Steven just can't handle it like they can handle jokes or handle fucking rough talk." And then somebody will slightly criticize them, and they fucking collapse. They'll take down videos. They'll fucking flip the fuck out. They'll be unhinged. I'm like, well, obviously, I get attacked all the time. I just keep coming back. So, but it's 50 yo IP. It was like his actual game sucks. His insults are hard to hand it way too. It seems he's all about the. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that just. But you want to know what? That's the thing. There's a lot of here's the truth, Starblazer. There's a lot of cheap people in the audience. And I'm not trying to attack the audience overall. A lot of good people in the audience. And the majority, I think, are good. But there is a minority, but they'll rapidly grow you if you do what they like rage baiting people, stuff like that. So there are people that actually, ironically, relate with the cheap. Hey, Bill, what's up, my friend? What's up, Bill? No. Here's what I do, though. I don't silence my audience. I'll take disagreement. If you lie or just insult me and you don't talk about this stuff, you don't disagree, I will block people. If you bring nothing to the conversation but lies, because I see no value in lies. It just means you're telling me you can't handle the debate. Like, if you have to lie, means you can't handle the topic. If you have to insult me and you can't even talk about the issue, means you can't even handle the conversation. You bring no value to the conversation. And every one of the people here that talk with me say that they'll know I don't duck disagreements. I don't duck debate. I don't do nothing like that. But they agree with me. If people just lie or insult, they actually support me blocking them out of the conversation because they bring nothing of value to it. Hey, Bill, what's up, dude? I hope you've been checking out. So I'll go over the new streams coming up for July. You're here, Bill. I'm glad you're here. And you're here too, Starblazer. So there's Philo. I don't know if I went over everything by name. But for July, for D&D, I'm covering AD&D 1E monsters. Unearthed Arcana is next. The Fiend Folio, right? AD&D 2nd edition monsters. And then I'll finish it off for the month with Tomb of Horrors. I'll be going to settings and some other stuff the next month, but that's July. But Bill, here's where you're really going to be happy with me. You're one of the people that personally asked me about this. On July 4th, I'll be covering bunnies and burrows. Saturday, July 4th. You asked me about that personally. You got it, my dude. You got it, my dude. And then on that Sunday, I'll be covering Legend of the Five Rings. And then, see, you know how I do the weekend games? So it's every weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So the first weekend is going to be Bunny and Burroughs, and then Legend of the Five Rings. The next weekend is going to be Dragon Quest and SLA Industries. The weekend after that is going to be Teenagers from Outer Space, and then Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Whoo, old school, eh, baby? And then the last two individual games, weekend games I'll be covering is Conspiracy X and Ars Magica. Now, for the members only, if you're a member, the July members only will be Stargate 1 role-playing game will be the first members only I'm covering, and then Exalted. And then, you know, I do my off script every Tuesday. The first one, first edition Bunnies and Burrows. But I'll look at some of the expansions, bring some other details up. So don't worry about that. I have, you know, read the other stuff. I actually ran the first stuff, but understand, it's somebody who just had it. I never went and purchased it myself, so I never went and bought new material. But the guy did have some other material, but I actually did try the first edition, like the first fucking go at it. But I'll talk about some other stuff too, because I seen them talk about interviews. I read some of the stuff. But usually my deal is, Bill, I never cover things I personally haven't played or ran. But that's to appease my audience of nerds. Because one thing I respect about the audience, one argument they made to me, there's a lot of old school games. You'll notice that it's not on my list to cover. By the time I'm done up to the 1999 stuff, you'll realize, oh, well, you skipped over a lot of stuff. I didn't skip over. I just didn't play or run the stuff. So one thing about my fellow nerds that they don't like is when you talk about games you haven't played or ran. Now, I don't care how other people do their content. If they want to talk about games they haven't played or ran, I'm not judging any other YouTuber. I want to be clear with that. I don't give a fuck, right? But it just personally, I decided to agree to the standard that unless I ran it or played it, I don't talk about it. Right? But I feel like I could talk about some of the additional stuff with Bunnies and Burrows because I did run it and I do understand it. The first stuff, so I can talk about it. But yeah, the first edition, the first go is my go. And it's really small in an old book. It's not like a big book. It's a very small game. But I did like the concept of it, still do. See, it doesn't matter what the material looks like. It's what you do with it. It's what's in your mind. So, right, to me, if you look, some of the games I cover, if you go look at some of the older material on it, it can look pretty like cheap. But man, it's like Gangbusters. I love Gangbusters. And when I talked about Gangbusters, trust me, I made it sound like a fucking brilliant thing, because it is. If you go look at Gangbusters, it looks like an old book. Like, it looks like some cheap gaming. I'm like, dude, it's not. Like, it's once you play it, once you have it in your imagination, it's bigger than that. Right? But it's so I can definitely float something up, but it really is my real feeling on the whole thing, right? But there you go, Bill. You've been asking, and I said I'd be covering it for July. I'll be covering it pretty much right away. July 4th, Saturday. Thought you'd appreciate that. But there you go. Bunnies and Burrows. And I've had so many other people just mention the game to me so often. I'm like, geez, yeah, I played it. I might as well talk about it. So I started making sure I did all the stuff for it. Looked into it a little bit more. Looked for other material on it. I heard they're supposed to be making something new with it, but I don't know much about that. So again, I don't like talking about stuff I personally have not interacted with. Right? So what I did when I was younger, so all this wouldn't cost me an arm and a leg, is I got lucky, because when I came in 1987, a bunch of the old guys that had been in since the 70s just had collected games. You're welcome, but they just had collected games. And I just said, I'm a gamer, Bill, like you. I didn't need anything hardcover. I was like, here, can I borrow it so I can print it? And I printed everything because I love gaming. And, when people tell me, man, sure, you tried like 50 games. I'm like, the second you tell me that sounds crazy to you, it tells me that you're probably not from the real old school era. Because a lot of guys from the old school era would know right away, yes, a lot of people played 20, 30, 40, because they're small games. And you play them over time. And if you have a friend group, you have certain friends, or I was lucky, I just had all kinds of different people playing, you would just keep trying new stuff. Because you're just trying to see what hits. And if you're an addicted gamer like me and some other people, you knew guys like that. They not just run, but like these guys would run games. So I played games I ran. So it was like, it's that, right? But yes, Bill, I said I would. I got you covered. I wasn't going to do it in July till you mentioned, like, you made the request to me, but I was like, you know what? I don't got 50 people asking me to do stuff. And I could tell you're someone who fits in here. So you're going to be around for it. And I was like, well, that's worth doing. It's worth doing because I know Bill will be around. And I get why you probably like the game, personally. Because I'm a creative too. I have a great imagination. And that game, if you have a good imagination and you don't pigeonhole your mind and like, oh, it's animals, like, shut up. It's actually cool. It's actually really cool. The idea behind it's fucking awesome, right? If you have a good imagination for thinking more about the personalities, the evil rats, the good. Oh man, you could do some wicked stuff. You could do some wicked stuff. Next month, remember I was asked about this the other night. I don't know if you were here, Bill, but some guy, might have been Milo, asked Miles, not Milo, Miles, I think might have asked me, or somebody asked me about playing kids and like D&D. And I said, DK knew about another game that where you play young people. But the game I had ran when I was younger, I got to go look up the name again because I forgot. Little Fears. I'll probably be covering that in August. And that game is where it has the proper limitations, so you don't do nothing weird with kids. But it is about playing kids with the ideas of like monsters in the closet and shit like that. And I ran that, and I actually found that to be an interesting game. Like, not bad. You don't end up doing anything weird with kids. It's just playing to the fantasy of the kids, like the monsters in the closet and shit like that. So Little Fears, I'll cover that next month. But I still take my stance on, like, it's not necessary to play a kid in a D&D game. Too many options. And to me, if I want to play a young character in a D&D game, I'm like, why not just make the 16-year-old warrior? Because I can buy that. Like, I'll let you go as young as 16, like 16-year-old mage, 16-year-old cleric, 16-year. I don't mind the young, teenager character. I don't buy the necessity to play a kid. And you don't get the safety limits in D&D, so you never know who might just accidentally do something stupid with it. And I'm just like, no, let's not do that. It's like even tonight, I'm going to be doing on the members only, covering the Ubiquity game, Hollow Earth Expedition. I have to keep mentioning to YouTube every time I'm mentioning this that it's like I'll be talking about Nazis, but it's Nazis for the game. YouTube, Nazis for the game. The game has Nazis in it and dinosaurs. Nazis and dinosaurs. Interesting. Pulp Fiction. And remember how I said about storytelling, Bill? Well, I did Prince Valiant and DC Heroes. See, there is a line of storytelling games, but real storytelling games, which I've already told you of. DC Heroes and Prince Valiant is an intentional comic book style storytelling. Both different types of ways of looking at comic books, but storytelling. Novel storytelling is Pendragon and Castle Falkenstein. Arthurian, Britannia type of storytelling with Pendragon. Victorian romance style with fantasy with Castle Falkenstein. Hollow Earth Expedition is actually a storytelling game, but it's unique because the storytelling is you trying to run a TV show. So it's like, it's not a novel. It's not novel. It's not comic book. You're storytelling, and it's intently storytelling, meant to be storytelling. Even the way you run it is to help it be a story. Is storytelling from the idea that you're trying to run episodes for a TV show. So when you run Hollow Earth Expedition, I won't say much. I can't say much more about that because I'll be giving too much away. But I'll just say it's storytelling from the point of view of as if you were trying to direct a TV show and do episodes. Oh, and the members only, Bill. Just so you know, these are early 2000 games. So members only, it doesn't mean you'll never hear about them. So, like, for example, I've done Savage Worlds, Bill, and Starblazer. You got hear this if you ever already heard this. I've done Savage Worlds members only. But when I finally get to the end of the 1999, like I have a run right now from 1974 to 1999 games. At the end of that, I'll start into the early 2000s, right? When I go to the early 2000s, I will again cover Savage Worlds, but I'll do a public version. Like I'll do a stream, a public stream on Savage Worlds. The benefit of being a member is you get a preview of it months and maybe in some cases like a year in advance. I do a stream on Savage Worlds for you and members only. But it's like I tell people, it doesn't mean you're cut off, but it's a privilege. It's just you get an early version of something. The most basic parts I do in a rundown, I do on that. Same thing with Hollow Earth. When I get to 2000s, I will initially at one point cover it publicly, right? You say, wow, much? I think, oh, much. I think, wow, much. But I always make sure I don't say everything on the members only. I leave some meat to be left for the bone, the public stuff, right? I don't know. What did you mean? How much? And could you be clear on what you're asking? I don't mind answering. Maybe it's a comment. Do I do a lot? Yeah, I do a lot. I do 18 streams usually on average a month. But remember, this is the first year I'm doing it, and I am attempting to take YouTube serious and work it like a job. And I said to myself, I'll do it for a while, right? So I have to a certain run. If it goes nowhere, I'll backtrack on YouTube. It's okay. I'll accept that this is not a thing for me, but I need to slowly be seen. It's been growing me too, because I went from so many hundreds to 1,000. So let's see if it takes me where I want to go and work it like a job and just keep improving too over time. The other thing I hear criticism like, you're reading from a thing for a stream, man. Like, that's stupid. Like, why don't you wear glasses so people don't see you reading? It's like, well, there's nerd erotic. There's all kinds of massively big YouTubers that look away from the cam, read shit, look back at their audience, and talk. So I'm like, there's extremely fucking super successful YouTubers that do not wear sunglasses, look over at what they're reading, read, look back, talk to you. So I don't see the audience having a big issue with that. Like, they have audiences that are huge, and the audiences love what they're saying. So I don't know. I think that's just haters trying to judge the content I'm doing as bad when it's just like they're just unaware, ignorance, right? Oh. Whew. Whew. Do I work my ass off? Like, I do a lot of, how do I do all these bulletin point things? Well, first off, I work really hard, but I prepped all my streams from 1974 to 1999 last year. So before I started this big conquest, I spent last year, before anybody, I did this in secret. I didn't tell anybody what I was doing this year for streams or content. So in secret, I spent last year doing all these planning for all the streams. So I get all the stuff written up for the streams, for all the streams, for up to 1999. And now I'm pretty much 80% done on the streams from 2000 to 2010. Now I've been working on those with any free time I have, right? Where to go to join and how much is it? Oh, for the members only? I think you can join. I'm not on the end you're on. It's either you can just become a member right here, or you can go to the main channel, like my main channel profile thing, and you can choose to be a member. And now, I don't know if you do much on here on YouTube, but it probably asks you for your card. I've never done it before myself. I'll be real with you. Everyone who's been doing it seems to know what to do, and they tell me it's easy. So I guess doing this stuff is easy. You go click on to be a member. It will probably ask you to put your information for your card, and then you're done. Like it will charge you off your card you're in. It's only a few bucks, and you get a month. And if you just keep it going, you'll renew it the next month. And it's only a few bucks. There's no big charge on becoming a member. If that's what you're talking about, well, I'm doing off script right now, but yeah, it's going to be a members only. Yeah. And there's one of the members right now, Black Rose. Hey, Black Rose. Yeah, we're going to have fun tonight. Just doing a little off script stuff just to talk to people before we do the main gimmick. But yeah, it's going to be a members only. Tonight is Hollow Earth Expedition. So Black Rose, you're here. Oh, and I see Miles is here, so I'll give you guys an update. If you noticed, I've updated my streams for July. So let's see. For D&D, I'll be doing AD&D 1E Monsters, then Unearthed Arcana, then Fiend Folio, then AD&D 2nd Edition Monsters, and then Tomb of Horrors. For the new members only for July, Black Rose will want to know this, Stargate 1 role-playing game. And the other members only for July is Exalted. Pretty cool, eh? Now, at the first of the month, the first, you know how I do my games on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday? The first Saturday and Sunday is going to be Bunnies and Burrows, as I talked to Bill already about. Then Legend of the Five Rings. The next weekend is going to be Dragon Quest and SLA Industries. The weekend after that is going to be Teenagers from Outer Space, and then Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. And the last two games of the month I'll be covering, because the last stream is Tomb of Horrors. The last two games I'll be covering is Conspiracy X and Ars Magica. He's doing Yes Man stuff. They had their that's how that goes, Star Blazer. That's Yes Man content. I'm not hating on the guy, but that's what it is. He does Yes Man. He'll have a certain built-in audience that will like him, even if he doesn't do great stuff. Oh, what date? Let's do. It is going to be July 11th. Saturday, July 11th, Dragon Quest, Star Blazer. If you like that game, be there, man, because I'll be hitting all the good stuff on that one. Love me some, Miles, I promise you, AD&D 1E and 2nd Edition and Fiend Folio Monsters, right? Then we're going to cover Unearthed Arcana 2 and a great, I'm not big on modules, but Tomb of Horrors, quite interesting to hear. My hearties. Yes, Black Rose. I totally hear it. Yes, we're all going to have a good time. And Bunnies and Burrows, Black Rose has heard probably the same. I've heard Bunnies and Burrows mentioned in my chat so many times, and then Bill just came straight out and just asked me. And I was like, when Bill asked me, I was like, yeah, screw it. If I get a request, it's not like I have 50 people requesting me. And I told Bill I would, and Bill, thank me for that. Yes, you're welcome, Bill. And I got it done right away. July 4th will be Bunnies and Burrows. It'll be good. Oh, don't worry. You still got about 10 minutes. I'll probably be going. I won't lie to you. But I'll give you about another probably 5 or so minutes before I start the stream. Then you get your butt to the thing. I won't make you wait around forever. Then we'll get straight into the we'll talk for a minute. Then we'll get into the TV, Pulp Fiction, episodic, Hollow Earth Expedition that covers Nazis and dinosaurs. YouTube, it's a game. I've been saying that so many times because I don't want to mention the Nazi thing and have YouTube get all weird on me. It's like it's a game. It's part of the game. I have to mention it as part of the game. Nazis, dinosaurs, Pulp Fiction. I won't say more than that because there's so much more to it to say that I leave it at that. I just sort of tease, little tease. Doesn't hurt. It's a ubiquity game. Oh, well, sort of have to. It's just not too many people going to be there. It's going to be mostly me and you, Black Rose. So I'll give you a few minutes from when I get in. No worries. It's not a blame thing, though. Bunnies and burrows. I love it. And trust me, the audience will like it. So people will be thanking you for that stream. I guarantee it. Because there's so many people have heard about it and don't know what it is that even if they wouldn't play it, they want to hear about it, Bill. I guarantee people want to hear about that game. Because it's been mentioned in my chat so many times, and people are like, okay, fuck it, tell me what it is. Like, like explain it to me, dude. I'm going to explain it. No, actually, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a really good thing. And you know to appreciate it, so do I. So I actually think I'll end up making people find it more appealing than they thought they would. They probably heard about it and said, I'm like, you wait, dude. You wait. There's a reason someone like me or Bill would be interested in that game. And it's not a throwaway reason. It's fucking interesting. The game is interesting. Well, it's basically, yeah. I mean, it's not like something I put a fucking sign up to say, make request. But it has to also align with what I'm doing. Like Bunnies and Burrows is a game within my timeline. So right now I'm covering 1974 to 1999. It has to be a game that I played. I have there's a couple games that I was going to just avoid, but Bunnies and Burrows was one of them because I wasn't sure if that would fit in. But if I get a request for it, I was like, okay, I'll because I've done that one. All right, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do it. But we can't wait for the Vikings who Ray never arrived because the Vikings was a fucktard who got lost in the mist. Never arrived ashore, but is the moment still exploring Ravenloft. I'll probably take another hammer at Ravenloft next month now that we got the streams working better too. Right? Remember my early problems with streams? I just don't do it. I'll just tell this. If you use Restream, I'd warn anybody, use Google Chrome for Restream. Don't use a thing called Firefox. That was my big issue. I didn't realize that was Firefox had a bad connection issue with Restream. As soon as I switch over to Google Chrome, I really have problems. Google Chrome has it's built better for this entire thing. It's way built better. But Ravenloft, y'all redo. I plan to redo Dragonlance too because Dragonlance is choppy. Still unhappy with that stream. Like I get a lot of likes on it. People were happy with it to hear what they could hear, but I still feel it's so choppy. I want to redo it at one point, right? Redo the topic. Don't wait for fuck turd Viking. He lost in Ravenloft. Oh, he's lost. Oh yeah. Don't worry, dude. It's not like there's going to be anybody else here really to listen in. So I might as well just wait a minute for you. I'll probably just talk some shit or something. Maybe I'll talk a bit about the fluff at the start openly if anyone's actually there listening. But you're the paying customer, man. I know you want to hear about it. So, and trust me, you want to hear about it. Black Rose, you want to hear about it. Well, actually, I don't know. Your wife probably doesn't want you to hear about it, but I do. I want you to hear about it. Because once I explain this one to you, you'll be like, shit, it's like everything else. You'll probably be like, I want to try that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Dinosaurs, underworld, Pulp Fiction, Nazis. Oh my dude. Hollow Earth Expedition with the right person running it. It's just it's good. That's why I put it in members only. Picked out ones for sure for that for reasons. Trust me, it's a reason. It is. Yeah, maybe I can do something in that vein. Uh, Purposely cut it into pieces because it is hard to do that one. There's so much to it, but at the end of the day, my aim is really just to do one good one to sell it and give a sort of idea of what you can do with it. Because that's what really my streams are about. It's more like what you can do with it. No, he's never a star blazer, but he's in an echo chamber, so he's only talking to an audience that already hates me. That's about it. I mean, I've heard weird things. Like I was told he had a burner account in one of my Discord things. I'm like, dude, the guy has to get a life. I'm like, it's like, dude, don't you have more time to fucking live and do other things? Well, why would you have an account on my thing? Oh, so he thought Black Rose was me. That's what I was told. It's like one guy was asking me in private, he's like, do you run the Black Rose account? I was like, the guy that chats with me, well, you can see my hands right here. He's like, okay, you don't. It's like, why would you ask a stupid fucking question like that, dude? You see him talking. Here I am. The guy is from Norway. I'm a Canadian. Or he said something like, I heard he was one of the guys who said, well, all he does is read to people. It's stupid. Well, Nerd Erotic reads to people, and he doesn't seem to have an issue with it, and it grows a pretty big channel. Oh, yeah, Miles. You're new school. I'm talking about old school drama people. That's why they're in an echo chamber. Like Miles, like guys like you from the new school, wouldn't even know who these people are. They just don't realize it. They really don't realize it. Like when I say they're in an echo chamber and I try to tell them this, they don't get it. They think they have reach beyond the echo chamber. I'm like, as long as I don't go after your audience, because they can make their audience hate me, which is fair. I can't do nothing about that. But as long as I ignore that audience, they have no reach. Like nobody outside of their bubble listens to them or even knows who they are. So. Black Rose, can we even speak Norwegian? That's I think that's when you suggested your socket puppet account. Actually, I don't remember that guy specifically, which is one of the many. That's highly debatable. Norwegian people. I love Norwegian people, though. I do. I love fucking. I don't know. I have a strange connection with Norwegian people. I watch some of them as YouTubers. I find them fucking interesting people, and when I talk to them, I can't examine why I connect with people from there so well. I just do, and maybe it's because I don't bullshit. Maybe that's it. It's not about them agreeing with me on everything. It's just that, okay, disagree or not, Steven doesn't bullshit me. That helps. We're Nortards. There you go. Yeah, I'd like to see you around more, Starblazer. Nords and hardcore, man. I would if you get more time. I get some people are just busy and they can't. But hey, on the 11th there, if you do like that game, man, be there. Definitely be there. We'd love to see you around more. Right? And if you do like someone who's a bit more honest, not full of shit, like I'm no perfect human being, but I'm not full of shit. So I don't know if that attracts you more. You're always welcome. You're always welcome here, dude. The other deal. And I make you guys the centerpiece of my show. I talk to the chat. Chat's where it's at for me. Connecting with you guys is what means the most to me, to be honest. But I am going to call it here. Hate to say that, guys. I am loving the back and forth. I do got to do this members only thing. Just has to be that way. I'll be starting that in about 10 to 15 minutes there, Mr. Black Rose. I'll see you. Go sort your life out. Get your butt back there as quick as you can. I love you. Love you, Star Blazer. Love you, Philo. Love you, Bill. Love you, anyone else is watching. Appreciate all the time given to me. I have very high respect for other, not all, especially those who value old values. Better shut up than say something negative. Very true. Okay. Love y'all.